Picture this. You walk into a Toyota service center with a simple dashboard warning light, and 30 minutes later, you're handed a bill for $250. The mechanic says they had to run diagnostics, clear some codes, and reset a few sensors. What they don't tell you is that 90% of what they just charged you for can be done in your own driveway with nothing more than your car keys, and maybe a paperclip. I've been working on Toyotas for over 15 years, and I'll let you in on a little secret. Most of the reset procedures that dealerships and shops charge premium prices for are actually built right into your car's systems. Toyota designed these vehicles to be owner-friendly, but somewhere along the way, the repair industry decided to keep these tricks to themselves. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain and showing you exactly how to reset your Toyota's systems, all without spending a single penny. If you're getting value from this, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Share this with anyone you know who drives a Toyota, or drop it in those Toyota Facebook groups you're part of. It helps other owners learn these same money-saving tips, and I'm genuinely curious about your ride, so drop a comment below with your Toyota's year, model, and current mileage. I see every comment and love hearing from fellow Toyota enthusiasts. Let's start with the most expensive reset scam in the book, that tire pressure monitoring system warning light that seems to have a mind of its own. You know the one. It pops on when the weather changes, stays lit even after you've checked all 4 tires, and sends you straight to a shop where they'll gladly charge you $60 to $80 just to make it disappear. Here's the truth they don't want you to know. Your Toyota already has multiple built-in reset methods that work just as well as their fancy diagnostic tools. The first method works on almost every Toyota made in the last 20 years. Start by making sure all your tires, including the spare that everyone forgets about, are inflated to the proper pressure. You'll find the correct numbers on a sticker inside the driver's door frame. Once everything's properly inflated, take your car out for a real drive. Not just around the block, but about 15 minutes at speeds over 30 miles per hour. Most Toyota tire pressure systems automatically recalibrate themselves during this drive, and that annoying light will simply turn off. If the driving method doesn't work, your Toyota likely has a dedicated reset button hidden somewhere in the cabin. Look under the dashboard near your left knee, or sometimes tucked near the glove box. It's usually a small black button that might even be unmarked. Here's how it works. Turn your key to the on position without starting the engine. Press and hold that reset button until the tire pressure light blinks 3 times, then release it. Start the engine and drive normally for about 10 minutes. The system will complete its reset cycle during that drive. For newer Toyotas with touchscreen infotainment systems, there's often a menu-based reset that's even easier. Go to your settings menu, find the vehicle section, and look for anything labeled tire pressure, TPMS, or calibration. Select reset or relearn and let the system do its thing automatically. No hidden buttons, no complicated timing. Moving on to another common frustration. Your throttle response feels jumpy, or the engine idles erratically. Shops love to diagnose this as a bad throttle position sensor and charge you hundreds for a replacement, when 90% of the time it just needs a simple recalibration. This reset takes less than 2 minutes and costs absolutely nothing. Here's how. Turn your key to the on position, but don't start the engine. You want all your dashboard lights on, but the engine off. Now press the gas pedal all the way to the floor and release it completely. Do this 5 times at a steady pace, not rushed, not slow. After the 5th cycle, wait about 10 seconds, then start your engine normally. What you've just done is re-taught your car's computer the full range of your throttle pedal movement. Over time, these systems drift slightly, creating that unpredictable throttle feel. This simple reset brings it back to factory spec and often makes your Toyota feel smoother and more responsive immediately. Here's another reset that can save you hundreds. That intimidating airbag warning light that makes dealerships charge diagnostic fees before they'll even look at your car. Now, if your vehicle's been in an accident or you suspect a real airbag issue, get it checked professionally. But if the light came on after a battery change, electrical work, or seemingly out of nowhere, it's often just a false code you can clear yourself. This one requires precise timing, so listen closely. Turn your key to the on position and watch the airbag light. The moment it lights up, turn the key back to off before it starts blinking. This whole cycle should happen within about 6 seconds. Repeat that same sequence 4 times. On the 4th attempt, instead of turning the key off, start the engine. If you do it correctly, the airbag light will blink a few times and then go out completely. Sometimes the issue isn't with the airbag system at all, it's loose connections under your seats. Before you do the reset, check under both front seats for any electrical connectors that might have come loose. These control seatbelt sensors and occupant detection. A single loose plug can trigger the airbag warning light just as easily as a real fault. Now, let's talk about something most Toyota owners never think about, but that can dramatically improve how your car runs. The fuel system cleaning reset. Over time, your fuel system builds up microscopic deposits that affect performance, fuel economy, and throttle response. Shops love selling expensive fuel system cleanings, but your Toyota already has a natural cleaning cycle built in. You just need to trigger it. Here's how. Let your fuel tank run down to about a quarter or less. Then fill it halfway, not all the way to full. Next, take your car for what I call a spirited drive. Nothing reckless, just drive it like you mean it. Take it up hills, use the full RPM range, and let the engine work harder than it does during your daily commute. Do this for about 20 to 30 minutes. The higher fuel flow and pressure force your injectors and lines to operate at maximum efficiency, which naturally clears out minor deposits. It's like a workout for your fuel system that keeps it performing at its best. Just don't do it too often. Running low on fuel regularly can damage the pump. Once every few months is plenty. Now, here's one nearly every Toyota owner experiences. Your power windows suddenly stop doing that convenient one-touch operation, and now you have to hold the button the whole way up or down like it's 1998. This usually happens after battery work, and guess what? Dealers charge to reprogram it. The fix takes 30 seconds per window. Turn your key to the on position or press the start button without starting the engine. Roll the affected window all the way down and hold the switch in the down position for 5 additional seconds after it's fully open. Then roll it all the way up and hold the switch in the up position for another 5 seconds after it reaches the top. That's it. The window control module has now relearned its travel range, and your one-touch operation is restored. Speaking of battery work, let's talk about key fobs that stop working after a battery change. Before you pay a dealer to reprogram it, there's a hidden reset that works on most Toyotas built from the early 2000s through the mid-2000s. Here's how it's done. Make sure all doors are closed and you're in the driver's seat. Insert your key into the ignition and remove it twice within 5 seconds. Then open and close the driver's door twice. Insert the key again, turn it to the on position without starting the engine, then turn it back off and remove it. Now press any button on your key fob. If everything works, your doors will automatically lock and unlock, confirming successful pairing. This same trick works for spare remotes that stopped responding, or use Toyotas where the second fob seems dead. Try this before paying for dealer programming. Most times, it just needs to be resynced to your car's security system. Finally, let's tackle one of the most frustrating modern issues: your infotainment system freezing, glitching, or just acting possessed. Dealers love these calls because they can charge for diagnostics, when what they're really doing is just rebooting the system. Your car's infotainment is basically a specialized computer, and like any computer, it can get stuck. The fix is almost always a restart. Turn the car off and back on, disconnect your phone, then reconnect it. You'd be amazed how often that clears the problem. If that doesn't work, look for a tiny reset button near the volume knob or display. It's usually a small hole. You'll need a paperclip or pen tip to press it. Hold it for about 10 seconds and the system will perform a hard reset. Different Toyotas use different button combinations. Some require holding the power button for 15 seconds, others need volume up plus seek forward. If you're unsure, search your specific model and year with the words Infotainment Reset. Someone with your exact Toyota has probably posted it before. These resets can clear frozen touchscreens, unresponsive navigation, Bluetooth drops, or USB recognition errors, all without paying a dime. The system reboots, runs its own internal diagnostics, and you're back to normal. Here's a reset trick that can save you from an unnecessary trip to the alignment shop. After getting new tires, a rotation, or even routine maintenance, you might notice your traction control light come on, or your car feels like it's pulling slightly to one side even though everything looks fine. Before you assume something's wrong with your suspension or alignment, try this simple steering angle sensor reset that takes less than a minute. Your Toyota's stability control system relies on a sensor inside the steering wheel assembly that needs to know exactly where straight ahead is. When you get work done on the suspension, wheels, or even disconnect the battery, that sensor can lose its reference point. The computer gets confused about which direction is truly straight, triggering traction control lights, or that subtle pulling sensation that drives you crazy. The fix couldn't be easier. Start your engine and make sure you're parked on level ground. Turn the steering wheel all the way to the left until it stops, then all the way to the right until it stops. Center the wheel as perfectly as possible, then drive straight ahead at low speed for about 20 feet. That's it. The system recalibrates itself automatically and relearns where the center actually is. I always recommend doing this after any wheel or suspension work, even something as simple as a tire rotation. It's one of those preventive steps that can save you from wondering why your car suddenly feels off after routine service. If you're finding these resets helpful, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I'm constantly uncovering more Toyota secrets that help owners save hundreds while keeping their cars running like new. Now let's talk about another powerful reset, one that can breathe new life into older Toyotas or cars that have been sitting unused. Over time, your car's electronic modules can build up what I call digital clutter. Tiny electrical glitches accumulate, causing rough idle, hesitation, erratic transmission shifting, or even cruise control issues. There's a comprehensive reset procedure that gives your Toyota's computer a clean slate. It's perfect for high-mileage vehicles or those with multiple small problems that don't seem related. Here's how to do it. Disconnect your battery's negative terminal and leave it disconnected for exactly 15 minutes. This isn't just about clearing error codes. The extended disconnection allows the capacitors in your control modules to fully discharge, wiping temporary memory across multiple systems. While the battery is disconnected, turn your headlights to the on position and press the brake pedal several times. This helps drain any residual charge faster. After 15 minutes, reconnect the battery and start the engine. Don't worry if it idles a little rough at first, that's just the system relearning its baseline settings. Now, take your Toyota for a proper drive, a mix of city streets, highway speeds, and some hills if possible. The transmission, throttle, and engine management all need a variety of conditions to rebuild their adaptive data. By the time you get home from a 20 or 30-minute drive, most systems will have recalibrated themselves to optimal settings. This single procedure can fix issues that would otherwise lead to expensive diagnostic bills, things like lazy transmission shifts, inconsistent idle speeds, or incorrect fuel trim adjustments. It's especially effective after electrical work or when dealing with those mysterious, "it just doesn't feel right" complaints. The beauty of all these reset procedures is that Toyota engineered them from the beginning. They're not hacks or loopholes. They're legitimate maintenance tools designed to keep your car running right. The problem is that somewhere along the way, the service industry decided these were too profitable to share. Think about it. Why would a shop teach you how to solve something yourself when they can charge you to do it for you? But Toyota didn't build these cars to trap you into service fees. They built them to be reliable, intuitive, and owner-friendly. And that includes giving you the ability to fix small issues yourself. Modern Toyotas are basically computers on wheels. And like any computer, sometimes they just need a reset. The difference is, your laptop tells you when it needs to restart. Your car doesn't. It just starts acting strange and leaves you guessing. Now, understand this. These aren't random button presses or lucky coincidences. Every reset I'm showing you was deliberately programmed by Toyota's engineers. They knew electronic systems would need recalibrating over time, so they built in these manual override methods as a safety net. Dealers and independent shops, however, have turned these same resets into profit centers. They'll run the exact same steps you can do at home, then hand you a bill that makes it sound like they performed a complex repair. The truth is far simpler and far more empowering for you as the owner. Here's another perfect example. Your Toyota's automatic climate control starts acting up. Maybe the temperature feels wrong, the fan speed changes on its own, or the system keeps switching between defrost and floor vents without you touching a thing. Take it to a shop and they'll likely charge you diagnostic fees before even touching the car. But here's what they won't tell you. Your climate control system already has its own reset procedure. Turn the engine completely off. Press and hold the recirculation button and the rear defrost button at the same time for about 10 seconds. You'll usually see the display flash or cycle through different modes. That's how you know the reset is working. Start the engine and let the system run for a few minutes while it recalibrates. What this does is force the climate control module to recheck its blend doors, sensor readings, and air distribution motors. It wipes old sensor data and establishes new baseline positions. Issues like inconsistent temperatures, erratic fan behavior, or incorrect vent output often disappear entirely after this simple reset. And again, it's the same exact process a technician would use before charging you for diagnostic time. Speaking of things that happen mysteriously, let's talk about your Toyota's automatic transmission acting up. Maybe it's shifting harder than usual, holding gears too long, or just doesn't feel as smooth as it used to. Transmission shops love these kinds of complaints because they can easily lead to expensive diagnostics and, before you know it, talk of rebuilds that cost thousands. But before you panic or hand over your keys, try this simple adaptive learning reset. Your Toyota's transmission computer constantly adjusts shift points and hydraulic pressures based on your driving habits. Over time, those adaptations can drift away from their ideal settings, especially if multiple people drive the car or your driving style has changed. Even switching from mostly city driving to longer highway trips can throw it off. The reset process couldn't be easier. First, take your Toyota for a short 10-minute drive that includes both city and highway speeds. This warms up the transmission fluid and ensures everything is at operating temperature. When you get back, park the car, turn it off, and disconnect the negative battery terminal. Leave it disconnected for exactly 10 minutes. This clears the adaptive memory in the transmission control module, forcing it to revert to factory shift programming. After 10 minutes, reconnect the battery and start the engine. Now comes the important part, the relearning drive. Over the next 50 miles or so, drive your Toyota through a variety of normal conditions. Gentle acceleration, moderate throttle, a mix of stop-and-go city driving, steady highway cruising, and a few firm accelerations. The transmission computer will use this time to rebuild its adaptive data tables, fine-tuning shift timing, line pressure, and torque converter lockup based on your real-world driving rather than outdated data. Most owners notice the difference almost immediately. Shifts become smoother, gear changes feel more consistent, and throttle response improves dramatically. That sluggish or hesitant behavior you thought meant a worn transmission. It was probably just old adaptive data confusing the system. It's not magic, it's just giving your Toyota's computer a clean slate and letting it relearn properly. And there you have it, 7 simple reset procedures that can save you hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars over the life of your Toyota. None of these are secret hacks or backdoor tricks. They're built-in features Toyota engineers designed to keep your vehicle running right without needing a shop visit every time a light pops on or a system acts up. If these tips helped you avoid even one unnecessary repair, do me a favor. Smash that like button and subscribe for more real-world Toyota maintenance advice. I've got plenty more ways to keep your Toyota running smoother, longer, and for a fraction of what the dealerships want to charge. Your wallet will thank you, and so will your Toyota.